Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Mama Lisa is in the kitchen. I wanted to show y'all what I'm gonna do with some, excuse me, zucchini that's come out of the garden, and I have put it through the food processor, and I'm gonna add it to a quiche. So if you wanna see something like that, hold tight. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let me get these pie crust out, because that would be the first step. I took 2 pie crusts out of my freezer and thawed them. And I baked those on 350 just like they were for about 10 minutes. Now, just until they're lightly brown. So it'll vary, you know, from your oven to mine, but just until they're lightly brown, okay? I'm actually going to the hairdresser for the first time since the quarantine hit. And so my hairdresser is actually our cousin, and she is so good to me and my family, always has been. And she loves about anything I cook. And so I'm gonna take a quiche to her when I go today. Quiche is one of those things that you can eat it for any meal, depending on what you like. But you can eat it as a side, you can eat it as a main dish with some fruit or whatever. I'm gonna take 6 eggs. I'm gonna start with that. And I'm gonna grab my whisk that I thought I had sitting out. Anyway, and I'm gonna give these a quick whip. Now to my quiche, I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup. I have half and half, it's fat-free, but you can use milk. Use what you got, but you're gonna need some kind of milk to make them like this, okay? And listen, people make their quiches all different kind of ways, okay? I'm gonna add to 6 eggs 1 cup of half and half that's fat-free. And I'm gonna give that a stir. Now I'm gonna start to add some flavor to mine. You know, eggs are like that. They take on the flavor of whatever you put in them. So I'm gonna start with some everyday all-purpose seasoning, and I'll do it in my hand so y'all can kind of see. It's gonna make 2 quiches, this is. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon. This is a recipe that is on my website. It's also one of my favorites, and I use it in a lot of different things. It has garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Anyway, you can see that at cookingcuttingup.com, and it's everyday all-purpose seasoning. But you can use what you like. You know, if you like spicy, you could put cumin in this, or you could put whatever you like. Make it to your liking, that's what I'm saying. Now, to that, I have fresh basil, and I have some fresh dill. Where's my scissors? And I have picked that out of my, I don't know what you call it. Mine are in like a, you know, store-bought flower pot. And they're easy for me to get to right outside of my door, where they grow really nicely, get, you know, plenty of sun and all that. I'm not an herb specialist, so I just know what I like. This is basil and dill. And Cindy Lou, who likes, she's easy to cook for. I love people like that, that'll just eat anything and everything, and then they say, that is so good, I loved it. She's one of those. Anyway, you could add onion to this. You know, you could add mushrooms. You can add any vegetable that you like. Sun-dried tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, whatever. I don't have any of those, so I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup of zucchini that I have washed and cut up in chunks and run through my food processor. I'm gonna put 2 cups since I'm doing 2 quiches. Give it some moisture and use those green veggies, and it'll make it real pretty. You know, Green onions would be pretty in this too, if you're into pretty, okay? Meaning that you want your dish to look pretty. Anyway, I had 2 pieces of bacon left over from breakfast the other morning, and I just put it in a baggie and put it in my refrigerator. So I'm gonna cut that as well. Well, no, I'm not. Let me do this. I want this to be kind of fine, so you'll kind of get a bacon flavor in every bite, hopefully. It's a great way to use what you got and not waste anything. Let me just give them a rough chop. And look, I didn't go to culinary school. I went to the School of Farmers' Wives on the job training. So, of 30 years, actually this week, 30 years of marriage to a full-time farmer. So, over the years, I've learned to use what we've got. And I was raised in a family that one of our mottos, even early on, was waste not, want not. And so I like to do recipes that reflect that for other people. I also like to show young cooks or people that want to learn to cook, whatever some of them are not young. But anyway, my point is I like to show them how you can do it yourself and use what you got. So if you're vegetarian, of course, you wouldn't put any bacon in it. You could put ham if you're not vegetarian. In other words, a couple pieces of ham that might go bad if you leave them in your refrigerator, you could do those in this. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this deal in there too. But you could use rosemary, you know, or none if you don't like that. Or you could use all dry seasonings that are out of your, you know, cupboard, your pantry, or whatever. Then I'm gonna dump this. I like this cutting board. I think I got it at Target, but I can put it in the dishwasher. And I like it because I can do that. And anyway, let me put that to the side. Okay, let me give this a whisk, a turn, a spin. Now, I'm gonna add in about 2 cups of cheese, roundabout. Now you can do what you want to. I love Colby Jack and I love sharp cheddar, and that's the combination that I have in this bag that I've already shredded. So I'm just gonna throw some in there. But you could use feta, Gouda, Parmesan. I've used that before. But again, like I say, use what you got. Let me get a spatula, clean spatula at that. I'm just gonna give that a turn. Now, let me clean up after myself a little bit here. Okay, let me move this to the side, and I'm gonna pull my, slowly but surely, my ready-made pie crust. You can make your own pie crust if you'd rather. And I'm sure there's a way to make this gluten-free too. I just don't know that right this minute. I'm gonna put half of this mixture in one and half in the other. And be sure that you scrape to the bottom so that you get that heavy cheese that's kind of floated to the bottom, sunk to the bottom in both quiches. I'm gonna call this Mama Lisa's Country Quiche. Because listen, I'm not a fancy cook. I'm really not. I really just use what I got. And like I said, try not to waste. Now to the top of mine, I'm gonna add some fresh ground pepper. And I'm gonna bake these on 350 until they're done. Now, I'll post a picture underneath this particular video. I'll also post an Instagram, which also posts a Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real Facebook page. And you'll be able to see what it looks like. But you're gonna bake them long enough that, because of ovens being different, when you jiggle them like that, they should not jiggle, okay? Because you want your eggs to be done. I hope that's something that y'all will love. I know my Cindy Lou Who will love this. You could freeze them after you cook them, pull them out for another occasion, take one to somebody, eat one. But that's how I'm gonna do my Mama Lisa's Country Quiche. I hope that's something that y'all enjoy, and I'll show you a picture of the finished product underneath this particular video. Thanks for tuning in. Make it a great day. See ya.